Hey there, everybody. Good morning. How are you? I am tuning in from Dunder Mifflin. I'm kidding. I'm actually at my sister's in Portland, Oregon this morning. We were celebrating the holidays, and I'm in the kids' playroom. And you should actually see my whole setup here. I have my laptop is on top of a kitchen, like kids' play kitchen. It's awesome. Got to use what you've got. And I sat down here and I looked at myself with the blinds and my shirt and this wall, and I thought, oh my gosh, I look like I should be on The Office, the TV show. So anyway, it's early here on the West Coast, and I'm so excited that so many of you are tuning in live with us today. I would love for you to, in the chat, at least say hello so that I know that you can hear me and that everything is working good. Looks like we've got a bunch of people, which is awesome. And right. And if you are having any technical issues, there we go, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Eleanor. Hi, Diana. Wonderful. Okay, good. Again, hi, Mark, because I'm in a new place. You never know what the internet will be like. Okay, great. Awesome, Bob. Thank you so much. Now, so many of you I know have been so busy. If you're a retailer, you have just been swamped. And I, as a former retailer, always thought that, hi, Donna, hi, Keith. I always thought that at least right after the holiday, it was like a chance to just breathe. I remember going into my store and just feeling like, oh gosh, I have a minute to have quiet in the store, maybe be alone for a sec. And so when I thought about what time to do this training, I really kind of thought that maybe this would be a good time for you guys to just have a minute to tune in and really think about how you're going to plan the rest of the year and in the new year. So I am really excited to see so many people here because, of course, then I worried that no one was going to show up since it's so close to the holidays and a busy time. So thank you all for tuning in. I love to say hello to the people who are watching. We've got Lori, Jen, Crystal. Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, this is a kind of different version of our Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages show. This is the first one where it's just going to be me on camera. I'm not introducing anyone today. What we're going to be doing is actually digging into some content from a specific article, a couple articles that are in the current issue of the magazine. And I want to provide you guys an opportunity to really engage with me and ask questions. Because the whole concept of this show, when we thought about it I guess about a year and a half ago now, it was that we wanted to help the the readers of Pets Plus magazine be able to go beyond the pages so that you can ask more questions about how something might be done. So this show is supposed to be really interactive. I'm going to have a couple polls for you to participate in, and that will help me know what you want to learn and talk about, because honestly, everything I could talk about today, we'd be on here for, a full day training, and nobody has time for that. But so I really want your help in guiding where we have this conversation. Okay, so before I do that, I want to know in the chat, because again, this is engaging for each other here, and it's the end of the year. I would love to know what you're the most proud of in 2018 and what your big goal is for 2019. So if you could just type that in the chat. It's the end of the year. There's so many things that we should be proud of that we accomplished. And I think it's important that you tell people about it. Proclaim what you're excited about. So what were you the most proud of in 2018? And then what's a big goal for you in 2019? So for myself, my name is Candace D'Agnolo, and I am a business consultant at Pet Boss Nation and a regular columnist for Pets Plus magazine. And we at Pet Boss Nation, I think, really got a grasp on our team and how we should be working together and putting all of the right people in the right places and not trying to make a small team do everything. We really hired the right people that have a genius and an expertise in specific areas. And that's helped us move forward a little bit faster than I would have before. And while that costs more money sometimes to hire the right people, it does help you reach those goals faster. Let's see. Let me look at the chat and see what you guys have put. James, he's still making it work. Yeah, he's proud of that. I love that, James. Doubling your sales from last year, November and December. Awesome. That's so great, James. Crystal, her company's Beer Paws. She launched new packaging this year, and she's so proud of it. Customers love it too. I know. I know. See, it's so good to have that refresh. Pet Boss Nation, we had a refresh too. We haven't rolled it all out yet, but it just feels so good. And Pets Plus Magazine, they just launched a brand new website. So we're going to actually dig into that a little bit. So I want to show you something in case you didn't know how to get access to the magazine digitally. But okay, Tracy is very proud of her growth. She's been open almost 4 years now. That's wonderful. Eleanor's proud she was able to be engaged in the Facebook because of the club, graphics and training. Yeah. Kayla from Barkville Barkery, she launched a new website. So she's all online and not brick and mortar. She sold out at an event. Awesome. Yeah, there's so many things to be proud of, guys. I know that being an entrepreneur can be totally stressful, and sometimes you feel like a failure because something didn't go perfect. I think a lot of times entrepreneurs are also perfectionists, and it can be really, difficult sometimes to feel like you've done anything good, but you have done lots and lots of amazing things. And so it's really important to reflect back on what it is that's worked really well for you. Awesome. So we've got Donna, similar to you. She's has all the team in place, increased sales by 58%. Wow. Lori's upgraded her website and increased her Instagram followers. Profits up a bit. Yay. All right, guys, give yourselves a pat on the back, virtual, round of applause. I'm so excited for you there. All right. Now, I still would love for you guys to type a goal. Let's do what your goal is for 2019. Type that in the chat too. And while you guys do that, I'm going to show you the new Pets Plus website before we dig in, because there's an article here. See, here's what happened. I normally have the Pets Plus magazine with me, and I brought it on the plane with me because I love to read it. It's one of my favorite, if not the best, pet industry magazine. And I was flipping through it, and I left it on the plane in the pocket in front of me. So somebody else is going to be able to enjoy the magazine, but I don't have it here in front. So I am going to share my screen. It allows me to do that. All right. The goal that we have at Pet Boss Nation in 2019 is that we are holding our very first event. It's like a big 3-day conference called Camp Pet Boss. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to camppetboss.com. But it's basically a retail conference meets a vacation with your dog. And so that's going to be a huge project for us this spring. All right. Okay. So Pets Plus just launched a brand new website. And if you don't have access to your magazine, or if you want to look back at old magazines, you can come directly to their website, and they have all their magazines online. You can also sign up to get your free subscription here under subscribe. You're going to be able to, subscribe to the magazine right here. It's totally free. And then over here under the Pets Plus drop down, if you come down to issue archives, click that. It's loading. There is this issue. It says November, but it's really a whole November and December because they do a combined issue. And this, you can click right on here. That's what we're going to do here in a second. But if you come down here as well, you can see that all, and you can just click right on the digital magazine, and it pops up like this. So we are going to dig into this article here, the New Year's Solutions. And again, as we get moving here, you're going to have a poll that I'm going to put up in just a second. But what's great is you can just click these little arrows and flip through the articles. We're going to get to the article that I want here. So much good stuff. There it is. So we're digging into this one here, New Year's Solutions. I'm going to click on single page spread. There we go. There's me and Dory. All right, so this is the article here. New Year's solutions. Avoid the post-holiday blues with promotions to get cash-wielding customers through your doors in January. All right, so we actually still have a few days left in December in 2018. And I want to put my first poll up. Back over to our platform here. Oops, I see. That's what's going on. You guys can still see my screen. So, sorry for that if I gave anybody a headache there. All right, let me get the poll up. Because it's important for me to know who's watching, I've put a poll up that says how you identify. Because are you a retailer, an online retailer, grooming salon, in-home pet sitting, dog walking, daycare, or a manufacturer? So the poll should be up in the chat. If you can, if you come back to your computer if you haven't yet, this will help me kind of have a better understanding of who's watching, so that so I can help give you guys some of the best content. And again, I'm not at Dunder Mifflin, for those of you who joined in late. Looks like I should be on the TV show at The Office. Okay, so it looks like we've got about 47% are manufacturers, 50% are retailers. All right, I'm just gonna make a little note here. We've got mostly retailers and then some manufacturers. Cool. In-home pet sitting, online retailer, a little bit there. Okay, so the reason I ask this is because it's really important that, especially whenever you're talking to me, or well, if you're listening to anything that I do, I will use the word shop or store a lot. And for anyone who's in the pet industry who doesn't have a physical shop or store, when I say that, for you, that means your business. Okay, that means anything that you do, shop, store, should be equal to business. Okay, so sometimes you're gonna have to think outside the box a little bit, but all of the principles we talk about really do relate to your business, and it's really a matter about how you can find, how you can spin it to work for you. Because even if you're a pet sitter, you know, we could have multiple types of pet sitters watching who also run their businesses a little bit differently. So because this is interactive, as we go through, if you have a question on how you could spin the idea for your business, just type it in the chat. And then the other thing is that when I say inventory, think about inventory, not so much, I mean, we've got a lot of retailers, so for you guys, definitely think about it as physical inventory. And if you're a manufacturer, it's physical inventory. But really, inventory is anything you sell. An inventory could even be time spaces for grooming. That's inventory. Okay, so think outside the box a little bit there. All right. Now, all right, so like I said, these are a little bit different. It's just you and me, guys, and we're going to go through taking an article and we're going to discuss it, and then you get to ask questions. I really want you to interact with me so that we can learn from each other, and really, truly do not feel like any question is too stupid or silly, because it's not. There are other people, I guarantee it, who have the same question. Maybe I haven't clarified something, or maybe you've never heard the term before, or again, like I said, you're not sure how to apply it to your business. All right, so like I said, we've got that Pets Plus article. Let me go back to it. Sorry, I've got a couple screens I'm juggling. All right, okay. So this article is a 3 pages, and this first part is a bunch of tips that I've shared with the writer, Pam. And then down here, we've got a few different businesses who've contributed ideas around offers and discounts to get people in, how to promote in the new year and get people in. And then you've got this next section is about kind of deep cleaning and using bounce back coupons. And we'll talk about all of those things as well. And then you have how to, celebrating more holidays, or heck, taking a vacation. So we could dig into any and all of this. But really, when I think about what you guys should be focusing on, it's going to be in 3 areas, and I'm going to post that screen. Oh, here we go. Making you guys dizzy again. Let's go back to our polls. And this is where you get to help guide what we're going to talk about today. All right. Okay, so our new poll is up. These are the 3 areas that we could talk about. So do you want to talk about making the most of 2018, or executing physical inventory, or ways to get people shopping with you in January? Which of those 3 areas would you like to focus on? Because like I said, we only have about an hour for these shows, and we have 45 minutes left. So I want to know what you want to focus on. Looks like 100% of everybody wants to focus on ways to get people in January. Okay. Wow. All right. So we will do that. We will do that. And then we'll get to the rest of them if we have time. All right. Oh, somebody does want to talk about physical inventory. That's good too. They're all important. All right. So we're going to dig into ways to get people in January. All right. Well, as you know, most of you are retailers. All right. So, and depending on where you are, you can tell me in the chat. I think that, you know, we all anticipated this winter to be a really crazy winter because it got cold really early in the season. And I think the Farmer's Almanac even said that it was going to be a horrible winter. And it might still be, but I feel like just from my experience, it's been unseasonably warm in December so far. So there's a really good chance that you guys have either you're overstocked in some of that the physical coats and shoes and sweaters. Now you can put all of that stuff on sale. Okay, we got Florida. Okay, so the coats and the shoes. I mean, you really, I would if you're overstocked right now on that stuff, and I'm bringing it up because I know that when I had my store, that's the scenario I was in sometimes, that you'd buy and you'd get ready, and then the winter would just shift and change. Snow and cold weather is definitely coming for sure. But depending on how much inventory you have right now, you really should look at any slow sellers that you have and move that stuff out. And potentially even bring in new stuff closer as it gets colder, depending on when that happens for you. But the reason I bring up this concept is because it's really important for you to have a clearance sale. Okay, you can even start your clearance sale now to get people in before the end of the year, but it's also a way that you can tie in doing your inventory to find the things that you want to sell in your clearance sale and host that clearance sale in January. You can have a clearance sale for the entire month of January if you wanted to, but it's really important to look at the current inventory that you have and decide what has been slow sellers so far this season, because truly, if they didn't buy it in November and December, they're probably not that interested in it in January and in February. And as we teach our clients at Pet Boss Nation, you don't want any inventory that's over, well, I shouldn't say any, but most inventory should be fresh every 90 days. So if you haven't sold something and it's still sitting around, you need to move it out. And the best way to do that is through a clearance sale. So that is a great way to get people or a service provider. You could have kind of a clearance sale would be to discount some services or to bundle them together. And we'll talk about that as well. But for the concept of clearance sale initially is that I'd love for you guys to look through all the merchandise that you have, figure out a way to divide it into 3 groups. Okay. And the way you do the 3 groups is you're going to break it into the good stuff, the stuff you want to put on sale still, but it's the good stuff. And then you've got a section of stuff that's okay, you know, it's all right. It probably would move once it's on sale. And then you have another group of things that are like the total dogs, right? The dogs of the merchandise that you really should never have bought, or that's slightly damaged, or just the stuff that, you know, you don't know what you were thinking when you bought it. So put all of your inventory either visually for yourself or in using your point of sale system, like coding them a little differently if you'd like, or reorganizing them in your store in a way that you can group things into good, well, the good stuff, the okay stuff, and then the total dogs. And when you're running your clearance sale, you should start by having the good stuff at 25% off. And the okay stuff can start at 50% off. And your total dogs can start at 75% off. And I know that for some of you, you might be thinking like 75% off to start. But what's great about making some of the stuff that discounted, okay, this is the stuff that maybe has already seen sales. Maybe it was already out for sidewalk sales. Maybe it was already out for Black Friday stuff. You know, these are things, and it doesn't even have to be a lot. It truly doesn't have to be a lot of stuff. But what that strategy of having some things at 75% off will do for you is it will allow you in your marketing to say that you have things that are marked down up to 75% off. So the consumer, your customer, is going to be really excited to come into your store in January or into your business or work with you when there's something that is heavily discounted. Now, if you don't have anything to sell, you can, that high value big discount thing could be something that's free. You're giving something away for free to your customer when they buy something, right? So maybe it's that you are a pet sitter and you're willing that when they buy a package of time with you, or if they commit to something special, you're going to actually go and take them to give their dog a bath. You're going to take the dog and the pet to go give them a bath so that the owner doesn't have to worry about doing that. It doesn't cost you a lot of money, but it saves the owner a lot of time, and it's a great way for you to connect with the customer too, right? So, or if you're a retail store and you have grooming services or a self-wash tub, that is an easy thing to also throw in when people are shopping with you, is to throw in that free thing. All right, so the concept of the clearance sale is great because people are looking for deals. Now, you may say that, you know, you worry about people, you know, you're not a retailer who you don't want to like give deals and discounts all the time on your store. You're not discounting all the time. You're running a one-time winter clearance sale. And there are people that are in your community, that are on your mailing list, who want a deal, and it might be the only time they shop with you, but those people exist, and they should be able to come and give you their money, right? So the way that the sale will work is that once you're ready, and I recommend when you do your physical inventory, you can start looking through all the stuff that you have as you're counting and going through and actually starting to make your plan on what you're going to put on sale. And so you can run it so that the whole first week of January, let me pull up a calendar here actually. So if you were going to do this clearance sale concept, you could start on, if you needed more time, you could either start on next Monday on New Year's Eve on the 31st, or you could kick it off that weekend starting on the 4th, or go from the 7th through the rest of the month, because it looks like in January we have like pretty much four full weeks. So what you can do is kick off your clearance sale, have all of those amazing discounts that whole first week. Let's say, for the example, let's just start on the 7th. And then on the 14th, you can't, well, actually, if you can do this, I would recommend, again, I'm just looking at the calendar here. Maybe I should share. I wonder if I can share my screen. Yeah. Okay, so you guys can see the calendar here. So what I would do if it was my store is I prepare during the week because it's slower for us, and I kicked off sales on Thursdays or Fridays with brand new prices and discounts. So if it were me, I would launch this clearance sale right now, during this weekend. So you get a lot of people in on the weekend to pick through all the stuff. And then around Wednesday, we would change all of our discount pricing. And then we would announce that we have new discounts are being taken. And so on the 9th through the, that whole next week, the 16th, everything would be additionally discounted that was left. And then on the 16th, we would go through all the sale merchandise again and do additional markdowns and rearrange and re-merchandise, and everything would be on sale through here. And so our sales section would be dwindling as people came in. But the good thing about every single week going back through your sale merchandise and discounting it is that you can get some of the same shoppers back in. Because some of the people who would have come in during this time, this weekend when you kick it off, they got to see everything you had on sale. And now they get another email or a text message or something on Facebook, and they see that you've taken additional discounts on the 16th. They already had their eye on something they saw up here during this weekend. So they might be coming back in to get, because it could be potentially on sale again. Now, maybe you already sold it, but some people, those people who love the deals, they may be back in to get it here. And then this last week is really just an opportunity for you to like heavily discount it and get it out. The reason I love clearance sales is because it gives you the cash up front that you can reinvest in your business. All right, because your inventory is tied in, your cash is tied into your inventory, and it shouldn't just be sitting there, okay? You're in the business to make money. You are not a museum, okay? So you need to move out the old stuff. So if anything, the easiest way to do this is that if you have anything that's over 6 months old, look at that, and that's a great starting point to put it at 25% off. And then even as your sale progresses, let's say you have, I know James is watching, let's say you have an aquarium system or something that you want to put on sale and you put it to the 25% off, and then maybe you sell a few, but you still have some left, and then the next round of discounts happen. It's really up to you if you want to move it to the next 50% off discount, or if you want to just take it off of the sale completely, or you can keep it at 25% off, okay? Guys, this is your business. You can kind of do the rules however you'd like, but it's important that you play around with the discounts and keep your sale merchandise looking fresh and merchandised well and organized, okay? All right, I'm going to look through here. I mean, there's so much we could talk on about clearance sales, but I want to make sure we get to some of our other ideas. But let's look at the questions. So if you have a question about sales, please type it in the chat. Okay, so Kayla is saying she doesn't have inventory per se, and she's also not services. She makes her own treats on demand. Is it still good to discount slow movers? Okay, Kayla, yes. So if you, even if you're a manufacturer and you make your own stuff, you can be doing a promotion where if you have stuff already pre-made, because you said that you make them on demand. So, but if you have anything that you've either made in excess or that's slow, yes, I think what you'd be able to do is a buy two, get one free, or buy one, get one free. When you do discounts, it's really great to actually bundle the discount to get the person to buy more instead of just giving them a flat discount. Like let's say 10, if you give 10% off of your whole table when you're selling treats, that is not going to generate as much revenue for you as if you did, buy 2 bags, get a 3rd bag for free. So you want to get your product into people's hands. So you could either move discount slow movers, or make mini samples. If you were to if you can open up the biscuits that you've made or the cookies that you've made or treats that you've made and repackage them in a way where you can give them out as a free gift with purchase to into your customers' hands and then you're trying to build your customers for those slow movers based on giving out a lot of samples when people make purchases. Okay, Jen, she got kicked out for a minute for pet sitting and dog walkers. Do you have any suggestions on price breaks that don't take money out of our pockets? We very rarely discount services. and she's done this during the challenge. So discounting in January makes me cringe. Okay. So for those of you who weren't part of our challenge last week, we did a 5-day challenge where a lot of our Pet Boss Nation community went live on Facebook, and that's another idea we could dig into. But I wanted everybody to get used to going live, and then also to just start selling something on camera. And so Jen has a pet sitting business. It sounds like she gave some discounts already, and so it makes her cringe to think about doing it in January. So what I would love for you to think about, Jen, is that maybe it doesn't have to be your product or your service. You know, a lot of our clients that are pet sitters have found success by teaming up with other businesses, and the business that they team up with is the one that's giving away the thing that is for free or of value to your customers. So, you know, all of this depends on what your end goal is. So for you, it wouldn't be so much of a clearance sale, but you could start thinking about how can you team up with other businesses to reward your customers for shopping or you know, working with you and committing to you. Now, if you're a pet sitter, I know you can't discount it too much because you've got to pay people, or you have to, you know, you've got to make your own living. And so maybe your goal is really to just find more customers. And so for you, maybe you build a referral program to get your current customers who know, like, and trust you to recommend their other neighbors in their building or neighbors in their block. And when they refer a customer to you, they get a really awesome gift or prize from one of these businesses you've partnered up with. So I'm not so sure that a clearance sale on inventory could work for you, but think about how you can bonus people, okay, to work with you. James, he inherited a lot of old stuff when he took over the store. He has a hard time letting go, but realized that it costs me floor space and makes the shop look cluttered. Yes, bingo. That is, you know, it. You know, I remember a time when I had so much inventory because I didn't have a plan for how I was going to be cycling out the inventory in my store. Now, when you are in any business, cash flow is one of the most critical things that you should be paying attention to. And when we go to trade shows or a distributor rep comes by and there's a really good deal on stuff and we want to take advantage of buying all that merchandise, we are actually putting our cash to that and making that inventory a priority. And then we have to pay that distributor or that vendor, and then we don't have the cash to actually pay the bills that we might need to right now. So it's really easy to get in these cash flow crunches because you're buying inventory because you have to sell it. You know, you have to have it to sell it to make money. But then we forget to make a conscious effort to look back and see how things are performing for us. And what happens oftentimes is we end up buying things that our customers or that we love and that we think people are going to love and that we believe in. I can see this happen a lot in, let's say, like supplements. I mean, this was my own business. We had a really hard time at my pet boutique selling the supplements, and so for us, we loved the concept. We believed in the benefits of adding all of the supplements to the dog's diets and pets' diets, but we couldn't really, it wasn't what our customer was coming to us for. So we ended up wasting a lot of money on that stuff, and we were never able to move it out, and we sat on a lot of it for too long. So we had to learn that we started to discount things that weren't necessarily the things that our customers wanted, because your customers will vote with their dollars. Okay, when they give you money, that's something you should pay attention to. They're telling you what it is that they want from you. So this could go the same. We've got some pet sitters. Goes the same for pet sitters or for grooming services. You know, if no one is buying that 45-minute visit and they're all going for the 30-minute visits, just get rid of the 45 one. Because it may not make sense and you could fit in another 30-minute visit. So always look at what your customers are buying and then buy more of that. And, you know, James, I hope you have a good point of sale system. And your point of sale system, a good rhythm to get into is every month, pull a report that's kind of a, you know, like there's probably, I mean, all point of sale systems are different, but there's probably a report that's about, you know, a last time this was sold report, or There may even be ones that say like if a list of inventory that hasn't sold and you can pick your amount of time, if it's 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. But what you really want to do is start, oh, nothing is inventoried. Okay, so that's one of the first things is you need to do your physical inventory. But for everybody else, once you have your inventory in your point of sale system, and this is why it's so important to have a point of sale system that had, even if you're a manufacturer, you've got to keep your inventory levels inside a system somewhere, even if it's a spreadsheet, so that you know which things you're over inventoried and which ones you're not, okay? Because that is money you have spent and you've tied up into things. And so what you need to start doing is looking at how old the stuff is and how much of it has been sitting there. Because what happens is with inventory, you may have enough inventory to meet the sales for the next year. And that's happened before, especially in, sometimes in like coats and shoes, you end up buying so much of it that you actually have enough inventory to meet sales based on what you would have sold for the last year. You have enough of that to meet the sales demand for the next year. And that's just crazy because you should not be holding on to that much inventory. So you really need to look at what hasn't sold in your store and start to mark it down and move it out, because you are not a museum. I would love for you guys to think of your businesses as ATMs, okay? And you've already put all this cash into your business. Now, if you're a service provider, it's a little different because you're selling time. But in inventory, when you carry inventory, you've put a bunch of money into a bank, and that bank is your store. And you need to start treating your store like an ATM. Like, well, how can I pull money out of this business? And so sometimes that means that you need to run a sale, run a promotion to get some cash out of your business so that you can reinvest it into things that will turn faster for you. Okay. And we can have a much deeper, longer conversation on this too. But, and I know that James, you just joined, you just joined the Pet Boss Club. And the Pet Boss Club is our monthly business mentoring program. There's a lot of stuff already in the club that you can use to get a grasp on all of this inventory, and we will help you dig into that as we move forward. All right. So, Zavi, the holiday challenge inspired my after holiday idea. She's throwing an online live New Year's Day party to stash, I don't know if that, all of the extra inventory of her strat. Okay. Anyway, I'm not understanding what those words are, but that's okay. Maybe they were auto-corrected. Awesome. I love, you're going to turn it into cash versus taking up space. I love it. So Zavi, she also joined the Pet Boss Club. And like I said, we just ran this New Year's Day, we ran this Facebook Live challenge. And that's another thing. So we've talked about clearance sales. Okay. The other thing you can do is do a Facebook challenge. And I mentioned you could do a challenge for your customers. But going on live on camera and on Facebook and using it either for a challenge like we've just done, or even to sell through, bringing up, you could take that clearance sale concept for your physical store and turn it into Facebook Lives and go on camera and start selling the merchandise on camera. There's a lot of examples in our Facebook group communities, but all you do, let's say you've got 20 things you want to sell and 20 different kinds of items. Maybe you've got multiples of them in your business, but that's okay. Assign a number to all of those 20 things. So 1 through 20, number them. Schedule an event through your Facebook page so that you can tell your customers ahead of time when you plan to go live for your, virtual clearance sale party, or like Zavi's doing is a New Year's Day party, and schedule in advance. Prepare an outline of what you want to talk about. Get in front of the camera, have some friends or coworkers available to help you, some team to help you, and bring up the item online and have the number associated with it. It gives you an opportunity to talk about the product, the features, the benefits, and you can sell right there while you are on camera. You can tell them about what the price normally, or even the 75% off. And that if they're interested in buying it, they can just type sold in the comments and then the number that it is they want to buy, okay? You can then send them a link where they can go fill out their information and pay online for that merchandise before they ever come into your store. So you would do your live and you go through all your merchandise in that way where you're featuring each one. Don't rush through it. It's a great opportunity for you to talk about that item, especially if you have a lot of it and you want to drive people into the store. Or if you can ship it to them, you could do that too. But it gives you an opportunity to talk about that specific item or even to expand onto other stuff that you sell and other services you offer. So you get through your whole list of items. Everyone's chatting in the thread, commenting on which one they want. And then afterwards, you can send them a link to where they can go pay for their item on the website. There's a website called typeform.com that you can use, and that allows you to build this form, and it also allows you to take payment. You will have to give a small fee to Typeform, but it's pretty easy to get that launched instead of building this into your own website if you don't have that capability. So if you want to learn more about this whole Paw Party Challenge, you can go into the Pet Boss Nation Facebook group. We've got a ton of information on it. Just search the hashtag Paw Party Challenge and all of it will come up. And you can see all the examples too that other retailers from all over the country, there were 166 of them who signed up for the challenge and almost 50 people who participated regularly. So check out what they were doing there. But definitely use your Facebook live stream pages, for promoting what you're going to be doing in January. Okay, so you're going to be doing it. You could do a clearance sale. You could do these Facebook lives where you're going to host a virtual party with everybody, give away prizes. You can sell some stuff. The other thing you can do, and this is what I love about the challenge idea actually, is it's a new year, new you. And your customers are already going to be thinking about new, living healthier lives. And why can't they think about that with their dog too? Okay, so they could be thinking about, so you can make a whole challenge around that, like challenging them to look at what's in their dog food. You could do Stacy Bush from Bush Pet Products in Missouri, and the article of the Pets Plus magazine article, she has a promotion that's called New Year, New Food instead of New Year, New You. New Year, New Food. And she encourages people to bring in a bag of their pet's food to the store. And if it's not something that she carries, she gives them, I think, some free samples. I don't know that she swaps the bag, but which you actually can do. There are certain manufacturers who you can team up with that will give you a set amount of 5-pound bags of food that you can just give away to people for free if they're coming in and aren't currently on a food that you sell. It's a great way to transition them onto this new food. So let's say anyway, you swap out the food that's of lesser quality for the food of higher quality, and then you give the person a discount for their next bag to purchase it. And so what Stacy does, and what I recommend as well, is give a bigger discount, at 15% off, for them to buy another bag of food from you. And then she additionally does another 10% off, more bags, a couple more bags, and all that food has to be purchased within a 3-month time period at her business. What I love about this concept of, new year, new food, is that it is allowing you to, again, talk about the products and the benefits of the things that you sell. You can educate consumers on what should not be in dog food, depending on, how your store's belief system is aligned on that. But you're going to talk about quality. And then you can, what I love about the whole discounting is that it allows people to be incentivized to come back to you. And for people to become loyal, longtime customers, you almost need to create that frequency for them so that they make it a habit. A part of their pet routine is to come to you instead of going to a big box or where it might be more convenient. And so sometimes we have to incentivize them to do that over multiple visits. Okay, so don't. And what's so interesting is this is made me think of another thing that happened during our challenge. But don't freak out about the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm giving a discount on food. There's no margins in food. We never can make any money on food. We never discount it ever. So it's not about the fact that you're going to lose that margin on that. This is a new customer acquisition expense. This is a marketing expense. You are doing this to find that customer that's going to be with you for years. So this is a customer who maybe has been going to the grocery store or, buying food, who knows, in the CVS aisle, and they are now have gotten something, have gotten educated from you through your conversations with them. They are inspired to shift their pets feeding, and you're gonna make it really affordable for them to test this out. And then they'll become loyal fans of yours because you are helping them transition. And then now that they'll have that pet for a very long time, they are customers of yours for a very long time. So you could think about all kinds of products and services that work in this whole new year, new you, or new year, new pet kind of theme for January. It could be about how to get them to exercise more, how to help their dogs lose weight. Maybe it's a weight loss challenge, and then your activities, heck, it's warm right now in a lot of places. You could be having walk meetups at your business or at a local place in the neighborhood or the town where you're kicking off a daily or weekly walk while the weather is actually warm. But you're giving them tips and strategies on how to help their pet lose weight. You could also work on behavior and how to have a better behaved pet. So there's all kinds of challenges you could run. And even as a pet sitter business, you could run these challenges, because even if it doesn't directly relate to what you're selling, you are, with this strategy, you're building loyalty and a sense of community within your customers. And so I think that we've learned that through that challenge that we just did. And we're learning it also with what we're doing here with these Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages, is that, we could have just said, hey, this is a magazine, read it, and, let us know what you think. But that's not what Pets Plus is doing. They have a Facebook group as well, and they're working with me, and we host these trainings and these interviews that we do to just help you guys feel more connected to the magazine, Pets Plus, and to me and to each other. So a lot of times the things you're going to be doing, they will indirectly affect your revenue in the long run, right? They may, because you're hosting these activities for your customers, they may, you're more on top of mind, and they're going to recommend you to new people or introduce you to new people. Holding events or challenges around the new year and healthier pet will also provide you a lot of opportunities to partner up and team up with people. And it gets people out of the house, or gives them something to do in their house. You could go virtually on camera every day and talk about different stuff and activities they could be doing in their own home to bond with their pet. There's so many ways that you could spin this in the month of January to use it as marketing gold for yourself. All right. The other thing I want to mention on the food, just because it seems like some of you guys really like this idea, the food swap. One of the things that we did, we actually teamed up with From Dog Food for this, and when we did it, and we got a bunch of their 5-pound bags of the gold from, because it was a great price point that matched a lot of the commercial foods. And it also was an easy transition to move someone off of a commercial food to something a little more healthy. And what we did is, as people walked into the business, we would start the food conversation. And once we found out that they were not buying food from us, we then took them over and said, would you mind, I'd love to actually give you a free bag of some really natural, healthy pet food. No strings attached. I just want to give you a free 5-pound bag, but I would love for us to just have a quick conversation about it so that we can see if it's something that your pet's interested in. All right. Who doesn't love to get free dog food? Listen to your pitch. You could have a flyer made up that talks about ingredients, and how we had one that was like the 5 things that they need to know about reading ingredient labels. And so while the customer didn't necessarily bring their bag to us, we started the conversation, and we would give them the bag from the 5-pound bag. We would also give them this flyer, and we would say, go home, look at the ingredients that you currently are feeding, and compare it to this kind of list that we're providing. And then that flyer had information on it that said, that maybe had a coupon on it to get them to come in to buy the food. I would love for you to take this even a step further, though, and get that customer's information. You've just given them something for free that's of very high value, and you should get their phone number and their email. But it can't just stop there. You can't just put their name and their phone number in your point of sale system on a list. You need to become a salesperson and follow up with them to see how their dog or their pet has liked the food. That if you were to get their phone number and then another day or 24 hours later, or even a couple days later, give them a call and say, hi, my name's Candace, and I'm calling from Dogaholics Pet Boutique, and you were just in, and we had a conversation about the From dog food. How is your pet liking it? How'd they respond? We love to get feedback. So it's not even a sales call. You're just calling to check in to see how their dog liked it. And if they bought anything else, if you're tracking everything in a good point of sale system, you could pull up their order and see if they bought anything else and ask for feedback on how that's all working. You could do that concept of getting phone numbers and following up with people to just see how their pet liked it, even when you hand out the little bags of food as samples, okay? We have clients of ours who've integrated this into their marketing. It's just become part of the process daily, is that they've got this book of people that they've given out samples to, and that their team checks back in with to try to generate that business. And it has helped them grow their food business significantly, because it's about going above and beyond for that customer service. And every person who walks in that door for you, or picks up the phone or visits your websites, those are leads that you should be capturing and not just not dealing with. They're contacts that you can follow up with, okay, that you can use to grow your business. All right. So we've got I'm gonna look back at my list. We've run through ideas for, you guys were really mostly interested in ways to bring people in January. So doing a clearance sale, scheduling some Facebook Live parties or challenges, and doing something around the whole theme of New Year, New You. Those are additional ideas. Let's see. There is the concept as well. It's talked about in the article in the Pets Plus November-December issue. New Year's Solutions is the article. And the concept of offering bounce back coupons during the month of November and December to shoppers or people who work with you to place an order or come back in January. And while if you didn't do that concept, mark it on your calendar so that you remember next year to start handing out some sort of a paper gift certificate or some sort of an offer to your shoppers in November and December that they can't use until January and February. So remember to do that for next year a little earlier. But you still have a few days right now of people who are going to be coming in, and you could be giving them something that they can either use in January or in February. So it's a really quick way to integrate something immediately. You could also use the concept of, if they spend a certain amount, then they're going to get their coupon for a future date. If you've been in our community for a while, you've heard me talk about my promotion called 10K Weekend. It is not available anymore to the general public. It's part of our paid group, the Pet Boss Club. But it helps you kind of incentivize people to your customers to spend more than they typically would. And then it also bonuses them with like additional gift credit to your business, but it has to be used at a later date. And for a lot of our clients, this has helped generate revenue during slow times. So the concept really, though, is they spend a certain amount and you're going to give them a certain amount of credit. You could also bundle. We talked about bundling a little bit, but bundling stuff is really to help them, again, spend more with you or try a new service. So, or product. So if you have clients who, let's say you have a doggy daycare and you have clients who don't commit to packages and they just kind of come when they want, or maybe they're on a lower package, but really you want to get them to bump up to the next level package. You could run a promotion right now that's going to incentivize them to buy that package or to buy that next thing by giving them a discount on grooming services, you know, because most doggy daycares also offer grooming. So you'd be able to use another part of your business that people love to spend more in another area that they're already using. All right, so you've got your discounts, your bundles, freebies. That was talked about in the article. People love to just give out free gifts throughout the month of January when people shop. That's another promotion you can just run. You can just say, come in January and we're going to gift you. We're going to thanking you for being a customer of ours, and we're kicking off the new year by saying thank you. Everyone who shops with us gets a free gift. And your free gift can be a variety of things. It could be a coupon to another business or a gift certificate to another business in your area. It could be merchandise that's left over from your clearance sale that didn't move, and you just dump it all into a basket, a nice little basket or a couple buckets, and they just, you know, get to pick something out of your clearance bucket. They don't know it was on sale. It still has value for them. People love that. They love to like pick out a little something for themselves or their pet. So, you know, people love freebies. All right, I think that we only have a couple minutes here. I think that was about it with the generating new customers here to come in January, or how to make more money. You know, also one of the things that's really I was going to talk about even in these last few days, how to make more money. If you're a service provider, adding on, and this is even pet sitters could do this too, but adding on something special while the pet is with you. Like I know doggy daycares and boarding facilities will add a special type of Kong that's filled with, you know, either peanut butter or yogurt and blueberries, things like that, and it's frozen. And so they'll add on for a fairly inexpensive amount of money to the customer this special treat while the dog is with them. So while that's not a huge revenue generator, it does help you bring in a little bit of extra cash. All right, let me go back and see if we have any questions at all. I hope that you have enjoyed this this new kind of version of our Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages. There are a few articles that I want to share with you from the training, or from the magazine. Sorry, I did an article that's also about inventory. It's actually in the January issue, but if you go, actually, I think if you go to Pets Plus, let me share the screen, my screen right now. We'll go to, since we didn't talk very much about inventory, go to petsplusmag.com, and actually this header right here, Day of Reckoning, if you click on the Day of Reckoning, this article is from, this article is from the upcoming January issue that's going to come out in the mail if you haven't gotten it yet. And it talks about inventory. Okay, so there's lots of information in that. And if you have also loved this training, I hope that you have, this is what we do for clients in the Pet Boss Club. And the Pet Boss Club is our monthly group coaching program. It is only available, enrollment only happens every quarter. So if you want to join now, you can. I'm going to put up a link here. I think this should work. Yep, in the chat, you should see it now. If you want to join the Pet Boss Club, enrollment is only open for a limited amount of time. So there's a link there. You can go to visit petbossnation.com/join. And we I love about Hi Pets Plus and I team up is tons of ideas from marketing, being a better leader, promotions, all kinds. It's just jam packed. But sometimes you wonder what to do, what you're going to do with these ideas, or you have additional questions and you just want someone to talk to. That's what we help you with in the Pet Boss Club. When you work with us, is that we let you get access to myself every month, kind of like this, asking questions. We give access to experts, and we give you tons of marketing materials too. I'm going to pull up our planner that we have. This is an example here of what we give our clients every single month. They get this planner, okay? And it is filled, I don't know why it is filled with marketing ideas. And not only that, you get look at all these promotion ideas that you get. You get every, different Facebook Lives, in-store events, challenges, what you can do in your community. We give this to you guys every single month. And we also give you matching graphics you can use on social media too. So I would really love for people that are on today, or if you're not on today, to consider joining the Pet Boss Club, because we are stronger together. And we can take all these ideas that we go through here in the Pets Plus magazine and make them a reality for your business and give you the support that you need. So that's it on that. And I want to tell you about our next Pets Plus Live. It's going to be on January 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. So January 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be going live with Brad and Sally Romero, who are the January coolest store feature in the Pets Plus magazine. And their company is called Ben's Marketplace in Roseville, California. Their article and feature is also already on the Pets Plus website, and it's in the magazine, so check it out. I'm really looking forward to talking to Brad and Sally from Ben's Marketplace on January 23rd at 8 p.m. Okay, everybody, it is a new year, a new you, a time to be proud of everything you've accomplished this year, to take a minute to think about what you're going to do in 2019, and I just thank you for joining us today. All right. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.